I wanted to talk today about resisting the good that shows up in life. And why does this happen? This happens because everyone's experience with life, there's been some trauma, whether it's capital T trauma or lowercase trauma. There have been things that were challenging for you, maybe before you were resourced enough to understand what was happening through an adult perspective, through a fully developed brain, where you weren't a child thinking everything was your fault that was happening or everything was because of you, be it good or bad. And I see that all the time with my clients is they get stuck. I've experienced it myself, getting stuck in this mode of thinking that you can't get out of because the brain works in patterns. And what we need to do for our healing in order to not resist the good is to break the pattern that our brain wants to go down. So it's creating a new neural pathway, which means shifting something. And then once you do it once, you do it again, it becomes easier and easier. And then that becomes your default mode of operating. And how do we get there? Sometimes it's through inner child healing work. It's through creating the corrective experience in your present life, showing up for yourself how you needed to be shown up for when you were younger, for that part that's inside of you. I tell my clients, and I do it with myself, I give the part a name, an age, and I say, what do you need from me, from your adult self? What do you need to foster your healing? What do you need from me? And how can I help you to know that you are worthy of love, you were always worthy of love, and of experiencing all of the goodness that life has to offer. Actually, a mantra that I will give you and you can steal from me that I use every morning after I work out and meditate and sometimes journal is, show me how good it could get and let me be the person who can receive it. How good can it get? And let me be the person who can receive it. I had a client yesterday tell me she feels good for the first time that she can remember in over a decade. And she's noticing that her brain still is trying to pull her back into depression, into feeling sad, into having things feel hard and life feel impossible. So I worked with her through some deep breathing and through some journaling prompts that she can think about and work with. And also I told her to pay attention to what her inner dialogue is saying to her, inner monologue, dialogue, whichever you want to call it, what those voices inside of her head are communicating with her, and start to break apart, what is this part of me? How old is she? What is she asking for? And how can I give it to her now and create the corrective experience? That's powerful for all of us. If you find yourself falling into a familiar pattern of behavior, of responding to something that's happening in your life, but it doesn't align with where you are on your healing journey, that is the key to recognizing this is me bringing my past into the present, and how can I release the past so that I can experience the present for what it is and not through the lens of my wounding. That is how you learn to show up for yourself and accept yourself. Maybe it's shadow integration. It's, oh, jealousy is showing up. And when I was jealous as a little girl, my mom or my dad or someone influential in my life told me it's not good to be jealous. Jealousy is bad. But actually, jealousy is a signpost for us to recognize there's something that we desire there, right? So if we're jealous of, let's say, a relationship that someone has, it tells us, I would like to call that kind of relationship into my life. And how can I do that? What do I need to work on to clear what's ever blocking it from showing up for me? And then you get to do that work and you realize, hey, it's okay to be jealous. I need to be angry sometimes. I just recently finished reading The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. And there's an example in the book. She shares a story of a client who was attending one of her workshops who said, well, I'm not an idiot. Like, people around me are idiots, but I'm not an idiot. It was a husband and wife, and she went home with them, and they got home, and he realized he had locked the keys to the house in the house, so they couldn't get in. And can you guess what words came out of his mouth? I'm sure you can. He was like, "I'm such an idiot." Right there it was, his shadow integration showing up for him in real life, to be able to own that part of him that he wasn't accepting was a piece of who he was. And a reminder for you, for me, for everyone on planet Earth, we can feel the full spectrum of human emotion, and we also embody all of it. We can accept it and say, yes, I get angry. Yes, I get jealous. Yes, I get frustrated. Yes, I have joy. Yes, I have peace. Yes, I have love. Why does it feel so much harder to accept the ones that we've given a negative frame to, right? We've given them this negative connotation, and they don't deserve it. I didn't get it, but I smacked myself in the face for you. These videos are so real and raw. Life, true life, which is what I am offering to you, the women who are watching these videos, to recognize that we are all human, and there is beauty in that. There is depth in that. There is so much that is sacred in being who you are and accepting who you are and doing the healing work and reminding yourself that life is magical, and sometimes it's really hard and we forget about the magic. My aunt has a magnet on her refrigerator that says, "Don't let fear kill the magic." And every time I would see it, I would be like, right, don't let fear kill the magic. The magic is here for us all the time. When life is hard, there is some wisdom or a gold nugget in that challenge that will deepen our healing and lead us to a place of experiencing more love and more joy. And we just have to remind ourselves that fear is the number one blocker of all of the beautiful things that are always around for us. I want to circle back to that mantra that I say to myself every morning is, show me how good it can get and let me be the person who can receive it. Try that out. Remember, there is beauty in challenge, in fear, in anger, in jealousy. They are all guideposts that lead you towards your self-acceptance and your healing. And I would love to support you on this journey. Something is coming soon, soon meaning within the next few months, that will be the container and the safe space for you to understand the pieces of who you are, to work with the wonder and magic of being alive, to work with the sacred feminine components within you, to work with the sacred masculine components within you, and to say, I'm ready to accept all this beauty that is in front of me, that is always in front of me and surrounding me, and I'm ready to release all of the narratives that don't serve me anymore. I'm ready to break free from those neural pathways that want to hold me in a pattern that was part of my wounding. Now that I'm healing, I release that, I let it go. So to come back to that mantra once again, show me how good it could get and let me be the person who can receive it. Remind yourself just how beautiful you are right now, in this moment, in your perfect imperfection. It's only going to get better and better and better from here. Thanks for being here, for watching my video. Tell me what you like most about my content. Tell me what you would like to see more of. Tell me how I can support you in your true authenticity shining through and radiating who you are and accepting who you are, every facet of your being. And let's do this. I'm so excited to be able to share with you and welcome you into this sanctuary of sacred womanhood. I got it. I got it. What a perfect way to end the video.